Hello and welcome back to the Touchline here. We are here to discuss everything that has to do with your local football news. As you know, my name is Oarabile Diphoko, and today on the show I do have Mr. Chadd Pietersen with me. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Quite good.
I
As
love
you
the
can see.
shirt. I love the shirt.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Paying homage.
But I was about to say, man, take it back home. But Chad, we have so much to talk about. As you know, the Bafana Bafana squad was announced earlier today for the AFCON qualifiers against Ghana and also the next game that we need to play. But looking at that squad, man, I went through it. I have a lot of questions. I have a lot of thoughts. I don't understand. How is
Yeah.
Itumele Nkude on that list?
Bile, me, I'm going to tell you one thing. You will never ever have a Bafana squad that you're satisfied with. It's impossible. We
Well,
weren't
here's
even
the thing.
satisfied with 2010. Weren't satisfied with 2002. They will
Mhm.
never ever.
Okay, fair. Okay, let's go through the list. Were there any surprises on your behalf? Like, did you see a name that you didn't expect? I know I have a couple of players myself that I'm
Hmm.
very impressed and very happy about.
Yeah, like Veli Mutwa. I don't know.
That's the one. Yes, Amazulu's goalkeeper.
Yeah,
I think he deserves to be there. He works so hard,
that's
and
true.
so when I look at him and I look at Kuna, I'm like, no, they can't be equated on the same level. Not at this stage.
You know what it is. You know what it is. Kune, he's a former Bafana captain. He's, he's a staple of the team, basically. So it's
Yeah,
that thing of, I won't say his place is cemented, but obviously there's different ways, in which you deal with players. You're not
yeah,
gonna talk to an experienced player like you're gonna do for a small boy, because they're just gonna come at you like, I've served you for 10 years, bro. Like,
yeah,
10, 15 years, And what happened was Mulefin Seki spoke to the Chiefs coaching team. He spoke to Lee Baxter, the goalkeeping coach. Yo,
yeah.
I don't know how Stuart Baxter's son is still at Chiefs. But anyway, spoke, I don't know. But he spoke to him and, he said that the reason that, Kune is still playing games is because of his
hmm
attitude in training. He's disciplined, he's an example, and he works hard in training, but he's
Yeah.
going through things,
Mm,
apparently. He's going through some
true.
personal things, apparently. But if it was me and you're going through personal things, like, I get that you want to escape and focus on your work. But Mulefin
Mhm.
Seki said that, look here, when you're a professional, you need to take
Put
pride
those
in the
two things aside.
professionality of
Yeah.
your work. You
Yes.
know,
Yes.
you can't basically you can't go in there and buy her. But I think it's more him being picked is more like a charity case type of thing.
Yeah.
But also besides that, I'm not even upset at Kune. I'm not even upset at Kune.
We can't be. I mean, it wasn't his choice. Like you said, he goes to training and he does exactly what is expected of him. But unfortunately, we've seen these mistakes where you're going through something personal, you come onto the field of play and you make atrocious mistakes. Case in point, I'm going to take it internationally to Alisson Becker of Liverpool. His father was sick at the time where he made all those errors. His father passed away and he was trying to be professional about it, but unfortunately, it was costing the team.
He still
So
played.
how far does your decision to say I want to be a professional, I want to play, but also that the coach can also be like, listen, I hear you, Chad, but you're costing us games.
Exactly.
Mm,
Exactly. Like, why hasn't Akpay been playing?
mm,
Why? Like, we've been babying Itumeleng and that's the problem.
yeah.
We've been babying this man just like we've been babying a lot of professionals, a lot of experienced senior pros. We've been babying a lot of these players, and they shouldn't have been babied. Yes, you did your bit. Now go do it again. You get me?
Yes. Consistency is key, and that's what every team needs. But I want to move away from the Itumeleng chat. I want to bring some good vibes to this because I mean there was some brilliant names on there. And just looking at your shirt, I'm thinking of Meneer Craig Martin. When I saw his name on that sheet, I was like, Listen, listen, there's some movement here. I think he thoroughly deserves to be there.
He's been playing well. I don't know yet. I don't know yet. But I view international football differently. I don't know.
Yeah,
Craigie, yes, he's worked hard, and I know Benny is smiling from ear to ear because that's his
he
son.
has to be. Yes.
That's his son. But I don't know. I don't know if Craigie is going to play, but it would
Mm.
be a good experience for him to get called up. I still feel like we have enough depth. In fact, we have too many defenders in that squad. We
That's
have way
true.
too many
Yeah.
defenders. I feel like we're not Bafana in 2001. We're Bafana in 2021.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
we can't be affording to play second string teams. Our second string teams can't even win a Kasafa Cup anymore.
But like you said, with Itumeleng Nkune, he pitches to training and absorbs the knowledge. So sometimes just being around that camp really is the first step to them getting into the team and knowing exactly what to do the minute they're in there.
Exactly.
Mm.
You need to know the culture of the team and all those vibes, how the team works, how the team operates. And thankfully, look, it's still a strong squad. It's still
Yeah.
a strong
Yep.
squad. The
Definitely.
big name players are there, and
Mm.
except for one, which absolutely irks me. Sorry, Billy, I need to rant. I need
Please.
to rant. Why is Dean
We're listening.
Furman still a Bafana footballer?
Oh, you know what, Snap? We have a man on Touchline who feels exactly the same way. Like his feelings and what you just said here, same WhatsApp, because he still doesn't understand how Dean Vernieman is still getting a chance at Bafana Bafana. I still do not understand that concept.
So I'm thinking of who got dropped for him. Like, that's another one. We're carrying too much dead weight. What's going on? Like, is there
I
something
swear.
you trying to tell us? Some political bias behind it? I don't know. But he's not
Yeah,
supposed to be there. He's not supposed to be there. What about Bo Tapelo Morena? Not Tapelo, what's his name? Tabang
Steph, yeah.
Munari. What about Tebogo
Mm,
Mukwena?
yeah.
We have players.
Consistency that been playing, who are constantly doing it, who are number two, three, first on the log in the DSTV Premiership. Consistency really is key, and also just the manner of the team that you are in as well. I want to move on to the strikers because one of them stood out for me. Yeah.
What team is in? He's playing in League Two. League
No, no,
Two
no.
of England.
No, no, I meant to move on to who else could have been
Sorry.
there, who is there now, who's deserving, because obviously we've established that we both feel that Dean Furman isn't there, but we're looking at other strikers in the league right now who are, like you said, in the teams that are in the DSTV Premiership, such as
Mm.
Tebogo Mokoena, who is not making the team. So it's a problem, and that's exactly why I wanted to talk about the squad because, like you said, we're never ever happy, but some of the things that we do point out are very valid.
You know what? You mentioned Tebogo Mokoena. I didn't even mention the most important, most deserving player to be in the squad over Dean Furman.
Yeah.
Lebohang Piri. Why? Why do we keep
Ooh.
overlooking this guy?
I think he's either still injured or coming from an injury, the way I understand as to maybe why he was overlooked. I think maybe the game time wasn't enough for him to be
Mhm.
considered, but I stand to be corrected with regards to that one.
Oh, but you're gonna play a guy who plays against Sunday League players every second week. No, no, no. I
Mm.
will take a
But
one-legged Lebohang Piri over Dean Furman.
you see, but Chad, like you said with Itumeleng Nkune, sometimes they have served their dues and that's how they land on the team sheet. But I want to move on to another striker I have been watching and enjoying. He plays for Swallows. You must be happy
Vague.
about Gamal Dean getting into the squad.
What a player. That's also someone who needs a look in.
Hmm?
He
I
served his time. He served his
Yeah.
time in the league. He took the risk of dropping down
Mhm.
and coming up to Swallows. and it's working wonders. But I think it's also the thing of, when a coach trusts in you,
Yes, yes,
you will be a star. It doesn't
yeah.
matter. If a coach trusts and believes in you and tells you, look here, go out there and bang,
Mm.
you're gonna bang. You're gonna
I
bang.
like it. Your choice of words.
Yes. You're gonna bang. And that's what he's been doing. He's been banging.
Those goals in. And like you said, it's that I think for me, Swallows has the perfect balance between the young and the old, experience and non-experience. And that's part of the reason why they've been on the run that they've been on. Unfortunately, this week they did suffer their first defeat, but I don't think that's going to hinder any progress they've already done. Like we said, they have 2 games in hand, and that alone puts them second if they win both of them. So Swallows is doing well in the DSTV, and they've got some players now making the Bafana squad. But to close off this conversation of Bafana will be playing on the 25th of March against Ghana, and then again on the 28th against Sudan. We're yet to see what the international coaches will be doing, because a lot of them are now saying they don't want to release their players. So
Yes,
it's about to get interesting.
yes, yes. Ghana actually picked a provisional squad of
Mm.
locally based players. They were like, look here, we still need to train this team. So if you
Mm.
can't get on the plane and get home, then at least we have players. And they're all
Yeah.
from the Ghanaian League, and especially coming from Europe or going back. The
Mm-hmm.
Ghanaian players that are playing for their teams are important players.
Mm.
In my
That's
mind, I'm hoping that, like, hey, let them stay back. Let them stay back.
so you're for this atrocious decision to keep these best players from coming and representing their countries. Chad.
Ah, who's
Chad.
who's 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 our most who's the most important player at their clubs? European,
No,
like
I
Europe
mean,
speaking. Percy
I
Tau
mean,
doesn't get game time unless it's
overall,
in cup games. Bongani
the
Zungu is
problem with
still fighting with PVG. So it's okay. We fine. We
the problem with
fine.
these the problem with these things is that it's not just affecting our team, it's the dynamic of the whole thing, because it's not just going to be South Africans, it's going to be the likes of the Senegalese, of the Manes and the
Mm.
Salahs that are going to be kept away. So we're going to see, man, international break is bound to get interesting. But I want to recap on some of the things that have already happened this past week and weekend. I want to move into the CAF confederations. I don't know whether this is still valid. I don't know whether Chiefs fans are still licking their wounds.
Let them
But I
cry.
mean,
Let them cry.
it's a long way to travel to get a 4-0 beating. And that is exactly what happened with Kaizer Chiefs this weekend. Mind you, they were still complaining about the fact that the last game they couldn't get into a particular country. Now they
The same
now they're
country.
in another country. And they get 4. Wow, what a game.
All I'm gonna say, first of all, I'm gonna give myself a moment right now. Give myself
Hmm.
a moment right now and say, Casablanca, Honoré Chaba, bam, 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 bam. That's the first thing that came into mind. Sorry, I know I'm
Hmm.
a Chiefs hater, but
No,
four,
clearly.
four.
4 is a
You were
lot.
fighting to get four.
And the thing is, it was such a controversial game because, I mean, Ramatlem Patlele also got a red card towards the
Okay.
dying end of the game. And this alone just, it makes Kaiser Chiefs are winless in 8 games. That alone should worry Kevin
Yeah,
Hunt.
that's a lot. But as I said in the last episode, Gavin can't leave. Gavin can't leave.
No, I don't think he is.
You're not
Uh-huh.
giving him a fair
Definitely not.
chance. You're not giving him a fair chance. Give him a fair chance. Next
Yeah.
season we can talk about the sack if this continues. But yeah, ish. They should have just pushed for the forfeit and taken the 2-0 forfeit win. They should have just
They
done
want
that.
to play
Like
football, man.
it's fine when you come to Mzansi, you'll show us if you can play. You'll
Yeah.
show us you can play. But I would have taken the
So,
two. I would have taken the
so
two
you would,
no.
they should have just taken the L and just kept going, because technically that's an L when you don't get to play football in their mind.
Yeah, but it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
Like, do it. Punish them, actually, because
Mm,
it was their fault that they didn't get an alternate venue or alternative
yes.
venue. Punish
Mm,
him, take the 2-0, be like, yeah, sure.
we're
If you
okay.
clap
And
us
just
at
move
home
on.
afterwards,
Mm,
yeah.
and
If you clap us
yeah,
at
and
home
just move
afterwards, you
on.
clap us.
That is true. And we do know that Kaizer Chiefs haven't been making group stages. This is like what their fifth attempt, and they finally get it right. And unfortunately, they're not on the good side of the table. However, in football, there's always a next game. Kaizer Chiefs will be playing
Yeah,
again in Angola coming this week, I think on
this
Friday
weekend.
already. So they definitely
Mm.
will be getting in action on that one. But also, I want to look at the game where Mamelodi Sundowns had a better outcome with their league opponents, winning 5-1.
I know. You see, Sundowns are at a different level now.
Mm.
Chiefs and Pirates. Okay, Pirates is on a different level too. But you see, Chiefs, they're just happy to be there. Sundowns are
Yeah.
trying to win.
That, mm,
Sundowns' aim is
makes,
just like Pirates. Their aims are to win.
mm,
Whereas Chiefs is just happy to be there. They're like, yo, we in Africa. What's up?
mm,
Let's
yeah.
let's
They
punch our passports in.
They're there for the numbers, man. But it needs to start getting a little bit more crucial. I mean, we're out here trying to represent CAF. We're getting our main man, Patrice Motsepe, who's trying to run CAF. The least we could do is that, the teams of the country he comes from. Let us take this seriously.
Yeah, two of them are. It's fine.
You know what? I will not entertain that any further. But Sundowns are on a roll right now. 2 wins from the group, 6 points. They are at the top. And also, Kermit Erasmus and Themba Zwane managed to make the team of the week for CAF. And that alone is phenomenal because Kermit Erasmus came in as a substitute and also decided to grab himself a goal in the process. So kudos to them. Mamelodi Sundowns is also in action this weekend against TP Mazembe. Their game kicks off on Saturday at
Oh,
3
oh,
p.m. I don't worry
beautiful.
about Sundowns. I do not worry about Sundowns at all. But
Are you saying
coming
that
closer
about
to home,
Mazembe? Don't listen.
yes,
Don't say you're not worried about Mazembe. Please don't say you're not worried about Mazembe. Don't
I
ever
mean,
say
I
that.
don't.
We're an
I'm
African
saying I don't.
powerhouse.
Listen, even if it's Kaiser Chiefs, it doesn't matter who they're playing. You worry. Whereas with Sundowns, you can at least look at the name and be like, "I cool," but you still don't have the same worry as you would for Kaiser Chiefs. That's what I mean.
I I don't worry about Kaiser Chiefs. They're there for the ride. It's fast. But Downs Mazembe,
And
that's a game.
I get that, but Sundowns does get results. Are we not talking about the same thing?
They do get results, but don't say you're not worried.
I'm not worried to say
You
they're
have
gonna
to
get a
say
4-0 beating. That's my worry is the 4-0 beating. Like I'm not worried about a
that.
beating because I know they'll play. Whether they lose or not, they will play because they were
They will
actually
play.
there and they were
You're right.
present. Unlike Kaiser Chiefs. That's my chat.
Aishan. Let's leave
See,
them. Let's leave them. Bobby will buy cows or goats, I don't know,
I
and they'll
think next
slaughter.
season there's going to be a lot of skin shedding from Kaiser Chiefs' side, and I look forward to seeing all of that. But I want us to bring it closer to home because this week there's been a couple of fixtures that have already been played, and I want to look back at the Orlando Pirates and the Bloemfontein Celtics game. You know when they talk about a team that doesn't play well but can grind out the results, this is
This is Pirates.
exactly what Orlando Pirates did in this game.
This is Pirates. I've said this before. I've said this before. Watching Pirates as a fan is stressful. It is
Mm,
stress,
yeah.
because you're not gonna you always gonna worry. You're always gonna worry about one mistake. But let's not
Mm.
take it away from Pirates. They've they've had good flashes of individual brilliance. Vincent Pule was a star.
As he's been
Vincent
over the
Pule
past few weeks, actually, yeah.
was a star. And also I'm gonna touch on the whole league this week. It just showed that our biggest problem is finishing.
Yes. Yes.
Our biggest
In
problem
most,
is finishing because
really.
it's not like we're grinding out 1-0 wins or
Mm,
1-0 results. Is that it's 1 out of 4
yeah.
or
Mm.
1 out of 5. And I'm sorry to talk about all the games at once, but it's facts.
No, it is because you're right. I mean, looking at the games that were played this week, only 6 goals were scored, and there was about what 5 or 6 games. So that brings into question what is going on with the finishing here locally.
Exactly. And some of them are glaring chances.
They create
Glaring.
chance after chance.
But back to this game, Gaba's
Mm-hmm.
back. Gaba's back.
Uh-huh. I think Orlando Pirates is gaining momentum at the right time because a lot of their players are coming back from injury. La Paz is coming
Yeah.
back. Zuki Mancha's going to be training soon. So a lot of them are coming back at the right time where they need them, considering the fact that, they are now 4 points behind Mamelodi Sundowns. Supersport is still in second, but also do you remember the Swallows have 2 games in hand? Never mind the 3 games in hand that Mamelodi Sundowns already has. So every team below that know they need a push.
Exactly. But Joseph said, and I'm right in saying it, it was a mention, one of the players mentioned it actually. I think it was Tawang
Yeah.
Monari. They asked him, how do you feel about your title chances? And Tawang Monari said, no, wait. One game at a
Hold up.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hold up, wait a minute. One game at a time. And Joseph Zimbabwe came out and said, no, he's right. Exactly. We only think about the next game.
Which is
That's
true.
all that's
And the very
important. The next game.
yeah. And the very next game for Orlando Pirates is Chipa United. And we know sometimes they tend to be a tricky fixture. But also,
I
Chad, I
know.
want to move on to a game that I've been meaning to discuss with you for so long. Amazulu and Supersport. Benny, Amazulu, good combo.
Hey, what a game. What a game. I think Amazulu is the most entertaining team to watch right now. It's just
Apart from
the
Golden Arrows
finish.
too. Mm-hmm.
I still think Amazulu is more entertaining.
Fair.
They
I'll
they
take it.
the quick passing, the quickness of play, the intensity, the way they work for each other, all of it. The
Mm.
build-up play is superb. You're not going to get anywhere else in the league with
Yeah,
build-up
that's
play
true.
like Amazulu. They can counter you. They can just run you rapid. They win the ball quick and they move the ball quicker.
Quick.
They
Yes.
the play is superb. It's just the finishing, man. The
Yeah.
finishing.
It's
First
not.
is Shaka.
Yeah.
Shaka, I know that's Benny's boy. Benny trusts him. And he does a lot
Yeah.
of groundwork, but I man. He
Unfortunately,
scored once. Good
yeah.
finish. Augustine Mulenga did all the work and he did what he needed to do. Good finish. But
Mm-hmm.
the amount of glaring chances he missed. I'm not
Yeah.
even talking about the one at the end where
Where
I felt sorry for Majoro because Majoro
mm,
called it. It was his strike, but no people want to see lights and Glory and they both on the bench. Him and Talent have been
mm,
are bench players, so obviously there's a point to prove. Just like Benny said in his post match, there's
yeah.
points to prove, and you know. But Benny was also like, look here, if you're going to shoot, at least hit the target. He was very
Mm,
blunt about it. Typical
about it.
striker.
Yes.
Typical
Yes.
striker. If you're
Yes.
gonna like at least hit the target, if you hit straight at the goalie, it's bound to drift somewhere. And this is words that Ronaldo Phenomenal has also said. When I shoot, I aim at the goalkeeper. Where it drifts,
It's none of my
it
business.
drifts. But I'm shooting
Mm,
at the goalie. And that's how he
yeah.
became the clinical finisher he's always been,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
And that's how Amazulu won that solitary Pelelem Tembu strike in the first half that gathered them all 3 points. But to close off the chat on Amazulu, where do you think Amazulu is going to end up this season?
Fourth.
Fifth,
Fourth.
fourth. Okay, so that's 2 spots from where they are at right now because they are tied on points with Golden Arrows, fifth and sixth, and fourth
They're
place
passing
is
arrows.
there. Yay! That is brave.
It's not brave, it's facts. They're passing arrows.
Okay, so where's Supersport in all of that? I mean, this is the only cup they're vying for this season. What do we say about them?
Oh, it's tough. Okay. Sundowns are taking the league, probably. They have 3 games in hand.
Hmm.
Swallows aren't sleeping. Um, if luck still runs Pirates' way,
Yeah.
they can see third.
Mhm. And
Supersport
you said
must be
Amazulu's
careful.
fourth.
Yeah, Supersport must be careful. I don't think
Yeah.
they'll. I don't think they'll get Africa the way they are now.
Oh, that is a bold
But that's
prediction.
bold of me.
I mean, this is football and this is the DSTV Premiership. Anything can happen. And speaking about that, Supersport will be playing a team that is high on confidence next. That is TS Galaxy, who have now ended Moroka Salo's winning streak in the
Ah,
DSTV Premiership. I mean, the fairy tale had to come to an end at some stage.
it's not over. It's not over. It's not
No, well,
over.
on the
The
very
season.
well, definitely no. I don't see them going away because I mean, as we mentioned before, Swallows has a mixture of talent, experience, and like-minded people that are going to work for each other. So I don't think this defeat in any way should say anything about their form. Every team has to lose or does lose. That's football.
Yeah, but it's a psychological either boost or it could bring them down. It all depends on how
Yeah,
they see this loss. But
yeah,
TS Galaxy has been popping up here and there with some
good
decent
result.
results.
Yeah.
It's it's almost like to say you can't sleep on them anymore. You can't
Mm-mm.
sleep on them. They're
I
unknown
call them
quantities.
I call them the comeback team because I mean, even the comeback for Moroka Solos, for a long period of time, they really thought they were just gonna win with that solitary goal. But Mbata was like, no, no, not when I'm here. A long range strike I didn't see coming from nowhere. And I think maybe that's just what we're saying. Football is meeting talent and luck. He took his chances, and look what that did for the team.
Yeah, no. But it's football, as you say. It's
Hmm.
football. I'm happy that they lost, not because they lost, but because it's part of the learning curve.
Yeah,
You don't want to be that team who does well and then next season you flop. You want to experience it all so
yeah.
that
The highs, the
okay,
lows.
we're not perfect,
And
you know.
mentality wise, I mean, you want to have players that have that mental, you know, stability to say, yes, I lost, but I'm going to come back. It's a new game. Like we say, there's always another game to make a difference.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Yeah.
always about the next game.
Indeed, it is. But also, just to wrap up Touchline tonight, the other two fixtures that took place this week ended in nil-all draws. That is Golden Arrows and Baroka, as well as Chipa United and Cape Town City. But Chad, this weekend we do have some delicious fixtures coming up. We have a Cape Town derby, that is Cape Town City, who welcome Stellies to the Cape Town Stadium, as well as Bloem Celtics, who take on Maritzburg United. Chipa United against Pirates, as previously mentioned, and some of the games that will be played on Sunday. That is TTM will take on Swallows, as well as Arrows and Black Leopards. So,
Good
those are the
games.
fixtures for the remaining weekend. Bound to be tough
Good
for some
games.
teams.
Yeah, it's 2 derbies. You
Mm.
forgot to mention Pirates and Chipa is a derby now also.
how, is, how, is, how has that become a derby?
You don't know the business deals. The business
Oh,
deals.
yeah.
If you what you call it, if you don't perform at Pirates, you go to
Go back.
cheaper on
You
loan.
go back.
You go to cheaper on loan,
And
or
if you're doing well and cheaper,
you
Pirates
get
buys
signed
you.
to Pirates. Exactly.
I
Even
see
Dan
what you did.
Dance. Even Dan Dance. Pirates legend. Where's he now? Where's he now?
Oh my word. You know what? I think you've just made my day. You're right. Chipa United against Orlando Pirates has officially become another derby in South Africa. With that being said, Chad, thank you so much for joining me here on the touchline to discuss everything that has to do with your local football news. I always have a great time with you.
Same here. Same here.
So, yes, up until we meet each other again this weekend, I hope your team does well. I hope my team does well. And for all those Liverpool and Chelsea supporters, please look out for the game tonight. My name is Oarabile Diphoko for the Touchline. Until next time,
Liverpool.
we're out.